So obviously it's handling it. How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today we are finally taking my 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ off-roading for the first time ever. So I did get this Jeep about 10 months ago, and I don't think it's ever actually been off-road. So today we're gonna take this Jeep and do some light off-roading to see what a stock XJ can do before I get the lift, wheels, and tires installed on this thing. So this thing's completely stock, just has regular all-season tires. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. I think it handled those rocks pretty well. I'm in four-wheel drive right now. Didn't really have any problems getting up there. We also hit that little tiny mud hole, nothing serious, but we'll see how it handles these tiny rocks right here. Really nothing crazy, but... So the Jeep is literally handling all these tiny rocks without a problem, which really isn't a surprise at all, because, you know, it is a Jeep. It does have Jeep suspension, but the suspension is sagging, so luckily we haven't you know, like scraped on anything or anything like that. The rear leaf springs are completely flat, but we'll see how it does. There's some higher rocks up ahead, so hopefully it'll get through those just fine. Old Jeeps are pretty, like, it's a pretty rough ride, so I'm definitely glad that I'm getting the whole suspension replaced in this thing, and hopefully that'll be coming here soon in the next few months. But here we got some higher rocks. Let's see how it does. Okay, not too bad. And then right up there at the top of this hill, I think that might be, you know, it's another rock that we're gonna have to go over, but I think it's a little bit taller than the ones that we've been over so far. Got a slight angle up here. Seems really stable, I think, for the, you know, this is my first time ever off-roading this Jeep. So let's try to go straight up over this side. Not a problem. Yeah, I mean, we really haven't like slipped at all. I mean, four-wheel drive in this thing, part-time four-wheel drive, definitely helps a lot, obviously. But we're only on the stock tires right now. They are 235s, I believe, all-season tires. So.
I mean, this car's definitely taking these rocks like a beast.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, like, I already said this, but especially for having the stock suspension, I think it's taking them pretty well, definitely soaking up the rocks and flexing however much we need to. And we haven't rubbed the fenders at all or scraped on any kind of rocks. We got a pretty nice rock garden coming up here. This is probably like the most intense rock garden we've been over so far. Going pretty slow here. Probably should have been in low range for this, but you know, it's going over them with no problem at all. Alright, so we're going over some little minor bumps right here. We got a pretty nice, like a little rock right here, going over passenger side right now. As you can see, no problem whatsoever. A little bit of flex, but that's always good.
All right, Kuba's gonna test out the Jeep in this big mud hole right here. We're gonna see how well it can handle it. $10 it's gonna slide. Right through it, I lied. Handled that like a beast. I don't think there's any other word in the vocab English dictionary that can describe that.
All right, so as you guys saw, we did some minor off-roading there. Went over a few rocks, some little rock gardens, some little tiny mud puddles, and now we're back on a straight, like an actual surface road. We're heading over to another road that has a little bit more mud, and it's a little bit more technical, I think. But I just want to let you guys know, like, after all that, this is the first time that I've ever taken this Jeep off-roading. It's 20 years old. We just got done off-roading, and now it's driving on the road perfectly fine. Now, I'm not saying that we did anything crazy, because we obviously didn't, but for a 20-year-old Jeep like this, I think it's pretty, I don't know, I just think it's really impressive that we can do all that with a completely stock 20-year-old Jeep and then get on the road and drive just fine.
I mean, it really comes down to just how well you take care of your stuff. You know, a lot of people go out and they just take their Jeeps up and they, you know, beat them up. And it just comes down to how well you take care of your stuff. I mean, this car has been taken care of.
Jeep, don't say car.
Excuse me, Jeep. This Jeep's been taken care of, and I mean, it's in pristine condition. It's what, 20 years old or so?
Yeah, it's a 2001.
So, I mean, you take care of your stuff, it lasts a while. So then you get to do what? Fun stuff like this?
Yeah, and I was really lucky with this Jeep. Like I said, I got it about 10 months ago. It was owned by an older lady that she took care of it, did all the like scheduled maintenance and everything. She barely drove it too, so I think I really got lucky with this thing. All right guys, so we're currently at the next location right here. This is a little bit more muddy and less rocky. So I don't know, what do you like better, Jeffrey? Like rocks or mud? What do you think?
I don't know. I think the Jeep definitely handles both of them really well for as old as it is. But personally, it's a lot more smooth on the just keeping the Jeep in a lower gear. On these back muddy roads, it just stays it's a lot more consistent. There's not as much sliding in my opinion, but I don't know, what do you think?
I don't know, I feel like, I don't really know, I'm not too experienced with off-roading yet, but I feel like this Jeep with its current setup, I think it does better in like rocky situations.
Yeah, like we just went over a massive rock right there and everything held up really well.
Yeah, I think that's mostly because of the tires on this thing. It still has like just regular all-season tires. I think they're 235s. That's what I bought it with. But whenever I do get the Pro Comp Extreme MT2 mud tires, I think it'll be a lot better in the mud that way, and it'll be a lot more fun too.
Yeah.
If you guys watched some of my previous off-roading videos that I posted, I don't know, maybe last year or something like that, this is the place where we were at, where there was a bunch of snow, and my friend with the white Ram got stuck in a huge mud puddle over towards that way. He was stuck for like 6 hours. We had to call a tow truck, but it was a whole lot of fun. We also went down this trail right down here, and there's also a pretty big mud hole down there. My friend Robert and John both got through that hole. It was pretty impressive, to be honest, with my friend's, I think it was like an early 90s Ranger. He got through that like completely stock, I think, and that was really awesome. So right here is the mud hole that I told you guys about, where my friend John and Robert, they both attempted this hole and neither of them were able to get through it. Oh my God. My friend John was in that white Ram and none of us were able to pull him out, so we had to call a tow truck for him. So that was definitely a fun experience for us. It's literally dragging the whole truck. Dragging the whole freaking tow truck. And then my friend Robert, he got partway through the hole and then got stuck, but luckily that truck's pretty light, so I was able to pull him out with the Jeep. So that was definitely a fun experience off-roading in the snow. Hopefully we'll get some good snowfall this winter and we'll be able to come back out here. All right guys, so let's see how the Jeep does going through these little mud holes right here. It's nothing serious, but they're definitely like, you know, they're pretty big. They're not too deep though. So obviously it's handling it just fine. There we go. This is probably the biggest one here, I'd say. Yeah, no problem whatsoever.
These rocks are pretty big. Let's see how it handles it. It took him like a champ. The rear suspension took a little bit of a beating, but besides that, it's holding up. I think I might have to get myself one of these. All right, we got another big divot coming up right here. Went right through it. This section down here would actually be way better than the last section, so we'll see. All right. All right, this is what I have to go through to change the GoPro's to recording to time lapse. Watch this. Ready? All right, now on top of it.
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that off-roading video. It was a lot of fun to make. I've actually never taken this Jeep off-roading. This is the first time I've ever done it. I think it's the first time ever that this Jeep has ever been off-road in its whole 20 years. So it was definitely a fun experience. Got it muddy for the first time ever. Thank you to Jeffrey for that drone footage. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that kind of like different style of content, I guess, because I've never actually used drone footage. If you guys did like it, definitely let me know down in the comments. And definitely subscribe for more off-roading videos. We are going to be meeting up with a lot of more like off-road people. I know some of his friends have like a Jeep, Tacoma, and some other vehicles that we're going to be going off-roading with. So definitely subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. If you guys have any questions or any kind of video suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the future, make sure to drop those down in the comments. And if you guys found this video entertaining or informative, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.